ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lainey Brooks, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to enjoy the music of the Boynton Beach Gold Coast Band as we present musical landscapes. And now, please welcome our talented artistic director and conductor, Barbara Rubenstein. Please rise to join us in the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner. We begin today's concert with Above the Fruited Plain by Les Taylor. Inspired by the poem America the Beautiful, Above the Fruited Plain was commissioned by a public school band in Danville, Indiana, as a tribute to the rich farmlands surrounding the community. Our piece opens with a bright brass fanfare that leads into a lively, syncopated melody. A slower middle section alternates meter, depicting the majestic mountain beauty, the flowing farmlands, and the scenic rivers and lakes. Written in overture style, it serves as a perfect way to be our overture as we open our program of musical landscapes. shy. Those soloists should be standing and getting their The impact of the meteor on the Earth's surface can create craters, landslides, and tsunamis. According to Tiamro Cross, the composer of our next piece, Meteor-Ritmo, I love saying Meteor-Ritmo, almost as I love saying Tiamro Cross, but that's just me. This music describes the natural scenery of Steinem, Germany, a place formed by a meteorite nearly 15 million years ago. Steinem Basin is considered to be the best preserved crater in the world, but rather than emphasizing the devastating impact of the meteorite that you will hear in the beginning of this piece, our composer wanted to dictate the evolution of the landscape from a destroyed wasteland to the breathtaking beauty and splendor developed over millions of years. Me a River, originally written for Ella Fitzgerald in a movie called Pete Kelly's Blues, was dropped from the film. Personally, I cannot imagine anyone ever dropping a song written for the incomparable Ella Fitzgerald. It was then offered to Capitol Records, but was nixed a second time by legendary band leader Mitch Miller, because he did not like the word plebeian. So, if any of you know me, will not be surprised, I looked up the word plebeian to see why he did not approve of it. The dictionary says it means common. Nothing wrong with that. But then it says it also can mean lower class, poor, and vulgar. In any event, vulgar or not, the record was finally released by talented singer Julie London, eventually going on to become a gold record. There have been numerous recordings since that time, including a wonderful version by Michael Bublé in 2009, the same arrangement we are happily going to enjoy today as sung by the non-plebeian, totally classy, very talented, award-winning jazz singer and our very special friend, Miss Donna Singer.
Good evening. Can you hear me? Good evening. Good evening.
Portugal and Spain. Congratulations from us to you. Some of you may remember the award-winning television series Victory at Sea, depicting the U.S. Navy victories in World War II with an inspiring score written by Richard Rodgers. There is so much that can be said of Richard Rodgers. Although he wrote for stage, screen, and television, and was actually the first EGOT winner, winning the Emmy, Golden Globe, Oscar, and Tony, the EGOT, Rodgers was primarily a composer and lyricist of Broadway musicals, think Oklahoma, which won a Pulitzer Prize, and then think South Pacific, which won him a second Pulitzer Prize. And let's not forget The Sound of Music. So now, when you are on Jeopardy and the answer is he was the first EGOT, you will have the answer. Richard Rodgers. And when the double Jeopardy answer is he was a Broadway lyricist who won not only one but 2 Pulitzer Prizes, you can easily double your score. Because you were here at the Gold Coast Band concert where you gained all of these important musical factoids. Victory at Sea began airing in 1952. The 26-episode series was later condensed into a movie, and the scores were made into an album. Today's arrangement by John Moss incorporates several recognizable themes, including Song of the High Seas, the Guadalcanal March, and the Hymn of Victory. I hope you are ready for more delightful musical landscapes, because I know the band sure is. So please take a moment once again to silence your electronic devices. Oh, I forgot to mention, if you want to take pictures and post them on Facebook and like, you could do that. But you can't talk on your phone. Okay. Please welcome back to the conductor's podium the very talented Barbara Rubenstein. Composer Merrill Isaac had a long career as a public school orchestra director in the Chicago area in the early 1900s. This particular composition is dedicated to the men and women whose moral courage and physical strength conquered the frontiers of America and created our nation out of a wilderness. It paints a picture of the pioneers as they set forth discovering the wide expanse and the picturesque variety of our nation's geography. molded and shaped over time as a result of weather. Our next piece, Claudius, the Clouds Man, is another piece by the German composer Tiamo Krass, I love saying that, who we heard in the first half when we played Meteoritmo. According to the composer's program notes, at a premiere performance of one of his other compositions when he was describing its subject, which was a rainbow, a little girl asked, "What about the man in the clouds? He sits in the clouds and he shakes out the rain and the wind and the storm and the snow, and then he pushes them aside to let the sun shine through. Or he models them into funny figures, making people on earth smile." Intrigued by the little girl's thoughts, he gave the man in the cloud a name, Claudius. Get it? Not Cloud. Get it? I love it. And so this composition was created. Divided into 4 distinct parts, we begin with wind, then we hear the storm, the rain, and conclude with the sun and the snow, all being controlled by the man in the clouds. perform our next piece.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Boynton Beach Gold Coast Band, I want to thank all of you for coming out this afternoon to enjoy our presentation of musical landscapes. I hope that you have enjoyed our interpretations of some familiar favorites, as well as some very new arrangements. How many of you are hearing the band for the first time? A few of you? Yay! Yay! Well, make sure that you come back and bring more friends, all right? We like to grow our audiences. Thank you so much. I want to thank all the staff here at Boynton Beach Community High School and Principal Dr. Moody Fuller for their support and assistance in our presentation at this venue. Thank you so much to our the band director here, Elena Scroggins, and her students for all their help with stage setup. Elena, I don't know where you are, but I'm sure you're in the house somewhere. Thank you. And a huge thank you to Mr. Johnny DeMorn for tech support this afternoon. Thank you so much. I also want to thank Pastor Amelie Ash and the folks at the First Presbyterian Church in Boynton Beach, where we rehearse every Thursday evening. And they help make sure everything is set there for us and give us a home each week. We are partially supported by the Recreation and Parks Department of the City of Boynton Beach, led by Director Fabian DeRouleau. Special thanks to him and for the support, as well as to Mayor Ty Pincerigo, along with the city manager and the city commissioners for keeping the arts alive here in Boynton Beach. Let's have another round of applause for our terrific vocalist, Donna Singer. I would like to recognize our band's board members. Would you all please stand, if you can? President Pat Drusella, Treasurer Roger Spott, Secretary Lainey Brooks, Bob Wilkie, Susan Mina, Madeline Lammerts, and Mary Wilkie, who is our personnel manager, who also handles our music distribution programs and just about everything else that needs to be done. Thank you to Kat Valentine, who takes care of the front of the house for us, and Michelle Spott for the ticket sales, and all the members of our band families, too numerous to mention, but who work so hard behind the scenes to keep everything working for us to be able to perform for you, helping with setup and tear down, etc., and your time. Thank you. Thank you all for all that you do. And last but not least, how about these fabulous musicians up here on the stage? Honored to be able to share our special gift of music with you, our valued audience. We hope that you will join us back here for our next concert, which is the last one of this season, Sunday, April 6th, when we will present Meet the Band. You will have the opportunity to get a closer look at many of the talents of our band members, as various sections will be featured in many familiar musical arrangements. Thank you for choosing to spend your afternoon with us. We truly appreciate your continued support. And now, please help me in thanking and welcoming back to the microphone our hostess for the afternoon, Lainey Brooks.
Just because we love you. Thank you. Okay, next up, Wizard of Oz. Written by Harold Arlen and Yip Harburg, who claimed his inspiration was a ballad for a little girl who was in Kansas, a dry, arid, colorless place. She had never seen anything colorful in her life except the rainbow. Arlen decided the idea needed a melody with a long, broad line. But by the time all the other songs for the film had been written, Arlen was feeling the pressure of not having written the song for the Kansas scene. He often carried blank pieces of music manuscript in his pockets to jot down short melodic ideas. Arlen described how the inspiration for the melody to Over the Rainbow came to him suddenly while his wife Anya drove. I said to Mrs. Arlen, let's go to Grauman's Chinese. You drive drive the car, I don't feel too well right now. I wasn't thinking of work. I wasn't consciously thinking of work. I just wanted to relax. And as we drove to Schwab's drugstore on Sunset, I said, pull over, please. And we stopped, and I really don't know why, bless the muses. I took out my little bit of manuscript and put down what you now know as Over the Rainbow. The Sound of Music was an exceptionally successful film in the mid-1960s, even surpassing Gone with the Wind as the #1 box office hit of all time. The last of the Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein collections, it is based on the true story of the Von Trapp family about the exploits of a family of singers in Austria and their escape from the Nazis over the mountains in 1938. In our last musical landscape of the day, you will hear Climb Every Mountain, Do Re Mi, My Favorite Things, and the title theme, The Sound of Music. with our very favorite march, Stars and Stripes Forever.
See you there, hopefully. Yeah, she's not. Would she know?
Yes, ma'am.